The Dodgers had a good day on the field, beating the Red Sox, gaining a ground in the National League West. They also had an interesting day off the field. Not that they've done anything, but we've heard more rumors about things they might do. Let's talk about it all on this edition of All Dodgers. Hey, Dodger fans, coming to you live from 3 different places. I'm in Pleasant Grove, Utah. Clint is in La Puente, California. Kevin is in his kitchen, wherever the heck that is.
Chicago-ish.
This is All Dodgers, the Chicagoland area.
Gentlemen.
Like Ditka, sausages, whatever.
Dodgers. All right, let's...
This is All Dodgers, part of the Believe network of podcasts, brought to you by Bet Online, all that good stuff. The Dodgers, we got so much to talk about. We are going live immediately after my feed eventually showed me Rob Refsnyder's game-ending ground out to Hae-Sung Kim, and the Dodgers beat the Red Sox 5-2. Teoscar Hernandez, huge insurance home run there that ended up being, with this Dodgers bullpen, I don't think any of us would have felt comfortable in that 9th inning, especially after Trevor Story's leadoff double. I mean, not many of us felt comfortable even with the 3-run lead after Trevor Story's leadoff double, but Ben Casparis gets the job done. And all in all, good team victory. The Dodgers kind of dominated the Red Sox in this game, guys.
Kevin, you take it.
Yeah, it was a good, clean win. I posted about it early that it felt like the most Dodgers game that we've seen in kind of a while. Mm-hmm. They were working pitch counts, 2-strike hitting. They had an opportunity to put up a quicker number, didn't. But then Teoscar comes through with some late clutch hitting. Like, it was just all around. It just felt like a Dodgers offense and a Dodgers team win. And then you have Ben Casparis come in for the save, which is a sentence that we would prefer never have to say it again, but we probably will.
Hey, that was the better of the options over Kirby Yates. Let's be fair.
Yeah,
that's true.
I'm not going to lie. I'm still all aboard the Ben Casparis train. I definitely agree that right now it doesn't fill me with a ton of confidence. I do think in the long run, Benny Caps is going to be an important part of this bullpen and maybe even in that role. I mean, I'm on record as saying, a couple months ago that Ben Casparis has the stuff to be one of the best closers in baseball in a couple of years. Yeah. But right now, especially coming off his last outing, unsure of the health of his leg, all those things, it was nice to see him get the job done. And even, the hit he gave up, it was 2 strikes, bad 2-strike pitch, but you know what? Hits happen. But I see right now as we're talking, Kirsten Watson is talking to Teoscar Hernandez, and that's kind of like Teoscar Hernandez. We had one at bat where he looked absolutely terrible. The only person in the ballpark who didn't know that a slider off the plate was coming, and he strikes out, swinging and missing at a pitch by 30 feet. And then the next time up, gets a mistake pitch and hits it 415 feet for a huge 2-run homer for huge insurance runs. That is the 2024 Teoscar Hernandez experience in a nutshell. Like, Teo wasn't great all the time last year, but he hit the mistakes often enough to make up for the fact that sometimes it made you want to pull your hair out swinging at pitches that nobody should be swinging at. We see up on the screen here if you're watching Teo's home run. It was a blast. It was
a Mamba.
Home run in every stadium except for any guesses? 2 stadiums that it wouldn't have been out of.
Oh,
Chase Field.
Yeah, Chase has got to be one. Really?
It's gone in Chase.
Really?
Yep.
Just give us the names.
Coors Field and
of course,
and whatever the Tigers, Comerica Park, Tigers,
whatever they call it these days. Yeah, seeing Teo get good wood on a baseball, my God, that feels good. It is very desperately needed for this baseball team to have Teo hitting a baseball again, at least if it's just that once. Hopefully it's a sign of things to come. Hopefully just him going to Fenway, where he has hit phenomenally over the course of his career, kind of unlocks something for him, just getting good vibes. Because I don't think it's so much like the swing decisions. I think for Teo, it's kind of been up here, and we've also kind of opined maybe there's some issues, still kind of lingering issues with the injuries or whatever. A day off, a flight to Boston, and a homer makes you feel real good.
And knowing that he can hit the ball 415 feet right now, he can't be too hurt, and now it's just a matter of hitting it hard consistently. We should hit that super chat. You see that thing?
Working on it. I'm working on it. Here we go. 300 GJW. Who's going to read it? I don't know how to read.
Real good one. Can't wait for that trade deadline. Bullpen help to get here soon.
You got to harmonize better. Gotta harmonize better.
I'll go high next time. You go low, and it'll sound
Wait
perfect.
I'll be in
for
Scotland
that
before
trade
you.
deadline bullpen. Hey, let's talk about that, though. Ben Kasparius, let's talk about that more, because that was the guy who came in and saved this game. Is that his first real, true save? It is. It's his first save of the year. I don't know if it's the first save of his career, but I said it in the Discord. I will cry if Kirby Yates comes in to save this game. I have negative faith in Kirby Yates. Apparently, the Dodgers have negative faith in Kirby Yates as well. Dave Roberts I wouldn't say slammed him, but for Dave to say something poor about a player, where I think it was Wednesday, he was like, Kirby has zero idea what he's doing with the splitter. That's me paraphrasing, but he has no idea where the splitter is going, what he's doing with it right now. So I loved Kasparius in that situation, and it's good to see that calf holding together for the boy, because that was another one of those things where you were hoping it wasn't something too serious, and great to have him on the bump again.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are going to talk more about that trade deadline bullpen help later in the episode. This is going to be kind of a two-parter episode. We're talking game, and then we are talking trade deadline rumor stuff. If there were any trades that had happened, they'd be headlining this episode. But there's a lot of interesting stuff that we will get into. Hey, Clint, who's going to tell the people about Bet Online?
Yeah, I guess I could do that, because we know Kevin doesn't know words like that, but I can tell you guys, there was no reason for that. I apologize to Kevin. But guys, Bet Online continues to be your number one source for sports betting action, all of it. All your sports betting action, with baseball season in full swing, Dodgers winning baseball games again, football season right around the corner. Bet Online has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, scores, even live game, in-game betting. Go there, keep up to date with your trade rumors. Keep it here as well for your trade rumors. From MLB, UFC, tennis, NFL, futures, BetOnline remains your choice for sports wagering info in between games. You also can head over to the BetOnline Casino. That's the thing they have. They have all the top Vegas-style games, including poker. There's live casino there as well. Head to the website today. Take advantage of their industry-leading VIP program. Level up bonuses are there. Weekly cash boosts are there. Check it out. BetOnline. The game starts here.
Let's pop that comment from Matty Man Dodge up on the screen there.
Which one? I was reading
his most recent one.
Is it the gooder?
Can't call it.
Can't call it Bets Online tonight. No Mookie Betts in this game.
Yes.
We haven't really dug into that much, partly because it doesn't do any good for us to speculate.
There's
what
nothing
might
to
be
dig
going on.
into, in my opinion. Just because, it's weird. It's not something that is normal for your player to kind of dip out for personal reasons. Usually there's a death in the family, or there is somebody that's pregnant or whatever, and you have paternity leave, or you have, what's the other one? Bereavement leave as well. And this one, it's just, hey, this is a personal matter. He might be back sometime in time tomorrow ahead of first pitch, but likely not in the game. And that's where we're at with Mookie. We know very little.
Yeah, whatever it was, it wasn't sudden, because Dave Roberts said after the game on Wednesday that it was likely to happen. So, we don't know. We will probably find out more. Actually, if we don't find out more, that's probably good news. If we don't find out more, it means nobody died. If we do find out more, people at Mookie's age have relatives who die. It was probably a great aunt or something, and I'm all about, I'm big on family. And so I love the fact that whatever it is that the Dodgers, go, and I love that the team stepped up, because this was a whole team win. You look at only one guy on the team didn't get on base at all. And that's because he was busy becoming the second Dodger this year to strike out 4 times in a game. Congratulations to Hae-Sung Kim. You have joined Shohei Ohtani in a very illustrious group of Dodgers.
By the way,
this season.
We're not going to talk Hae-Sung today, but tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Pacific time, I'm talking about Hae-Sung Kim.
Words will be shared.
I asked to see things. I asked to see him over this month of July while Max Muncy was sidelined, and I've seen things. So we will talk about that 11 a.m. Pacific time. It's your spicy Saturday. Call in, leave your voicemails. Again, we do voicemails Wednesdays and Saturdays right now. Share your thoughts about the team. Share your thoughts about the trade deadline. And we'll be there, or I'll just be there. I don't know. I haven't talked to Kevin about it yet and where he's at. But that's that.
Yeah.
Any more to add?
Well, let's pop up that
few
super
super
chat
chats.
from Richie because that kind of finishes off our thought about this being a whole team victory. He says Andy Paez had himself a good game. My boy Teo is alive. Little brother lost again. Padres failing worse than Lizzo trying to stay on her diet.
How? Lizzo catching strays?
Yeah, I don't know that you or me, Clint, or Richie for that matter, need to be talking about other people's diets. But, I haven't seen Lizzo in a few years, so I don't know what's going on there.
Listen,
But,
why are men great till they got to be great?
yeah.
Yes, it was honestly specifically for Kevin and his pain. Shout out also Tim G with the 300 yen super chat.
Love that.
Appreciate
Yes.
that. Says wants to thank IB Strokin and go Dodgers. We should. Honestly, I don't think we thank IB Strokin enough on the show. Of course, we always thank Diane. Diane does a great job as one of our moderators in making sure people hit that like button, people hit that subscribe button, people go to the YouTube or to the audio side of the show, rate and review the show. That really helps us out. But IB Strokin is just always a steadying force and just an overall good dude, good human, and has just one of the plus names.
Always been stroking, man.
Yeah, always been stroking.
We got one more super chat, too, from Carlos Garcia. You see that one?
Yes, sir.
Thoughts on the double steal attempt with Freddie? I've got thoughts. I assume you guys have some thoughts, too.
Listen, we don't need all three of us to say it. I'll just say I didn't know if they thought Freddie was fast. And
for me, I think it was there's 2 outs and Michael Conforto's up. So, maybe they just throw down and don't try to throw home. They just try to get the out at second and we can beat the steal. That's the only thing that makes sense. And to be fair, Conforto did ground out to second to finish that at bat in the next inning. So, it would have ended the inning, but it's
I
not
actually
like
liked it. I'm so mixed on it because I like the call. Like I like that they tried it. At least when you play a football game, you've got to show a trick punt. You got to show a fake punt every once in a while just to keep the defense honest. Kind of like that they showed a double steal just to keep them honest. I just hated the situation and I hated the players that were on the base paths when they tried it.
And that's the thing. You got to try it. You don't have to try it with the guy who's not fast, even when he has working body parts,
Or not when you've got the pitcher who can't throw a strike. He just walked in a run. Like maybe just let them maybe just let him pitch himself out of the game. Just bad situation, bad players. But hey, I like that they tried.
So let's jump to the pitching side of things of this game. I think that's the last thing we need to talk about because Emmet Sheehan looked like he was not long for this game. He threw 32 pitches in the first inning, didn't allow any runs in that inning, but really, really struggled. Then only threw 6 in the second inning, got his pitch count back on track, and ultimately ended up coming out of the game not because of pitch count at all, but because of third time through the lineup concerns or whatever. I'm sure the humidity had to do with it, all those things.
Boy was sweating.
Yeah.
That boy was sweating.
But I mean, all in all, we see it up on the screen here: 5 innings, three hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks. So 5 base runners in 5 innings.
He was great.
Only 78 pitches, 5 strikeouts. Like it was everything that you could hope for from Sheehan. And even in that first inning, he threw a lot of pitches. It was mostly Jarren Duran. Like he did walk 2 guys. But I feel like the walk to Duran, when you throw 12 pitches to a guy, you're probably going to end up walking him. That was a great at bat by future Dodger Jarren Duran. And then afterwards, he struggled a little bit, but he really righted that ship. And you can understand Dave Roberts being anxious to get into this stellar bullpen early, So pull Sheehan early and let's get into that pen and see what they can do. I was very happy with Emmet Sheehan's performance tonight.
And what a great time to have a really solid outing just days before. How many hours are we at right now, Jeff? Just days before the trade deadline where, yesterday, of course, Jeff, we talked about Dustin May, all those Dustin May trade rumors. I would argue Emmet Sheehan has a significantly higher trade value than Dustin May, only because he's got team control and he's a better pitcher. He has 3 pitches. You can do that. Is that even legal?
The flip side of better trade value is a guy the Dodgers would be less wanting to trade. I think Emmet Sheehan is part of this team in the future, and that's what they're balancing right now. It's a toss up. One name we didn't mention at all yesterday was Landon Knack that maybe we should have mentioned as a potential, major league ready arm with control, who could be traded. But
I chose not to.
I think we're just under 140 hours, if I did that right, because we're I think 6
almost
days
got a-
would be
I almost got a
6
whiskey
days would be
spit take.
144 hours, and I think we're about 4 hours past that. So yeah, so how about just under 140 hours till the trade deadline?
How many minutes is that? Did they write a song about
Stop.
that? Okay,
Stop.
we're
Why
not
are you
doing
doing
it.
this?
I
Why
don't
are you
know.
doing
So
this?
much math.
I'm trolling. Should we get into the actual meat and potatoes of this? There was
Gated.
Dalton Rushing rumors all across the internet today. Tell the people what you saw today, Mr. EF.
Yeah, it was. It's kind of interesting. We talked a lot yesterday about potential trades. Dalton Rushing's name didn't come up, and maybe it should have, because the fact is Dalton Rushing right now is just graduated from being the Dodgers' top prospect. He's now no longer a prospect, so he's not their top prospect. He's now just a backup catcher, and a backup catcher who 2 weeks ago was your top prospect. There's some value there because he could be the starting catcher, especially, I think we all believe that his bat, once he gets more playing time, will come around. And Dalton Rushing is a potential star in this league. And so it makes sense that teams might be interested in him. And, as we talked about with parades over prospects, all that stuff, I don't think anybody's untouchable. And I think that includes Dalton Rushing. The fact that it's not surprising teams are interested in trading for Dalton Rushing. And I think the Dodgers have to be open to the possibility, at least.
100% open to the possibility, because if you want to get some of the big names, living names that this team needs, i.e. a Jarren Duran, they're going to want some value. And you scoffed somewhat last night at my idea of May, Wrobleski, and Freeland, thinking that was too much. But Jarren Duran is a star in this league, and he has team control. You're going to have to give up, and there's a Dodger tax, and there are multiple other teams that are going to want this dude. So you have to pay a premium to be able to land somebody like Jarren Duran, or maybe even Stephen Kwan, who we'll talk about in a second. But it's funny that a day after we talk Dodgers trade potentials with Boston, this guy pops up there, where Sean McAdam, who I think covers for Mass Live, covers the Red Sox there, saying the Red Sox having some interest in Dalton Rushing, as you said, the recently graduated top prospect, or top prospect turned backup catcher, and Dodgers scouting top prospects from the Red Sox. It feels like there's a little fuel to this fire.
Yeah, the interesting thing about that tweet is it suggests more of a Michael Busch type trade of here's our guy who can't crack the starting lineup for a couple of your prospects. And I don't think that's crazy, but I have a hard time thinking that prospects right now are the Dodgers' top priority to acquire. And if they're thinking about trading Rushing, it seems like, it would be more for somebody who's going to help them win the World Series this year. And that's where we kind of get into, Red Sox are a possibility, but we've also seen that the Guardians might be interested in Dalton Rushing as their catcher of the future. This particular trade that was thrown out by Just Baseball, it's up on the screen now if you're watching. Dodgers get Stephen Kwan and Emmanuel Clase. Guardians get Dalton Rushing, Alex Freeland, Eduardo Quintero, and Jackson Ferris.
Oof.
That is a heavy prospect load going back to the Guardians in that trade. But also, hear me out. It definitely makes the Dodgers a lot better in 2025. It absolutely increases the Dodgers' chances of winning the World Series in 2025. And it really doesn't even hurt the 2026 team, or maybe even the 2027 team. Because, we've got, pop it back up. Was Alex Freeland one of the names there?
Yeah, Freeland.
Yeah. So Freeland, obviously Rushing's in the big leagues. Freeland is knocking on the door of the big leagues.
And Quintero is one of those dudes who is pretty low level and probably blocked by 5 of the other outfield prospects this team has. But he's somebody that you talk to some of the prospect experts, the ball knowers down at the minor league levels. Like, this is a dude that some believe teams are going to be asking a lot for. That Quintero.
I'm super excited about Quintero. He just got bumped up to Rancho Cucamonga.
Yeah.
Just went to Low A. But he's 19 years old.
No, didn't he go from Rancho to Great Lakes? I think he went from Low A to High A.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. It was 3 other guys who went from the Arizona League to Low A. That's right. So he just went up to High A, and he was tearing the ball up in Low A at 19 years old. And you don't see that a ton at that age. We saw but then some of the names you're going to say next, like that's what we saw with Miguel Vargas. and Miguel Vargas is a cautionary tale. It's what we saw with Diego Cartaya. You look up cautionary tale in the dictionary, there's a picture of Diego Cartaya. And so I'm excited about Quintero, especially because he is a center fielder, whereas Vargas was already a corner infielder. Cartaya was a catcher who they weren't sure if he was going to stick at catcher. Quintero is a center fielder. And so there's a lot to be excited about there. And this all goes back to that crystal ball thing, Kev, like if we knew for sure that this trade would help, that the Dodgers would win the World Series this year and next year, you do it without even thinking about it, right, K-Pop?
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. I think Stephen Kwan, you have 2 additional years of team control, so you get him to the 2028 season. Manuel Clase, I think you get him to 2029, and those are with club options. So, I mean, even if they want to cut bait because he doesn't work out, they can. So he's just it's a fairly team-friendly contract. And with Dalton Rushing, he has to be a top name that they're willing to trade. I mean, like you were talking about cautionary tales, Dalton Rushing's value is never going to be any higher. Not with the Dodgers, because he's never, barring something catastrophic happening to Will Smith, he's not going to get the run to push him into star status with the Dodgers for the next couple of years. So if it's high now, they might want to consider capitalizing on it to make the team better. This right now. It's a big package with Freeland, Quintero, like you mentioned. A lot of people are really high on him. He's just shot up through prospect rankings recently, and I would hate to see Jackson Ferris go just because I really want a Ferris Dodgers jersey, so I have a Ferris and a Bueller one. That's just a me thing though.
That feels pretty. You can make that.
The funny thing is, nobody ever brings up John Rooney in that. Dodgers have a dude named John Rooney. Rooney.
Wait, is he still with the club?
I don't know, but he was when people were always making the Ferris Bueller jokes. It's we got Rooney right there too. People, learn your Dodgers and learn your Ferris Bueller. Now we just need to. Are you the sausage king of Chicago, K-pop?
Listen, issue.
They should get that sweater. They just sold that sweater for millions of dollars.
I can't.
Hold on, Clint's trying to talk about baseball.
Yeah. This is we're gonna. This is a food thing. We're not that show. If you guys want to talk about food, I will call Blake Williams right now, and I will put him to the microphone. Or we can.
Can we get somebody with better food takes than Blake? Somebody who's tried food.
Some Dodger blogger slams Blake Williams.
Other Dodger, yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunate.
The Jackson Ferris gets me out on this one. It feels, I don't know, that's the one that feels like too much, 4 for 2. I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, these are 2 all-star players. I have a problem going that hard in the paint. I would honestly rather see a Wrobleski, even though he's ready to go right now. I don't know. There's just something about Jackson Ferris where, for different reasons, not because I want the jersey, but because I want to see him make a Dodger debut. This is a guy who can feels like he can have himself a long, illustrious Dodger career. Be the pitching Andre Ethier or something like that, where it's a trade and he comes up and then all of a sudden. Listen, if you know
in this scenario, Michael Bush is Milton Bradley.
Sure. That works.
That's who the Dodgers traded for Andre Ethier.
Yeah, I think there was a bucket of balls involved, but I don't know. Somebody else is an important thing.
And that's kind of touches on my main thought on that trade proposal is I think it's overkill. I think the Dodgers could get that trade done with going for some combination of quality and quantity rather than, here's a quantity of quality. You take 2 of those guys and then 2 or 3 other guys. I don't know that. I feel like this is somebody trying too hard to blow away the Guardians with an offer. I don't think they're going to get anything close to that kind of offer. And maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a GM, and there's a reason for that. I call me Jim Bowden because we are both not a GM for a good reason. But I just wanted to hear that sound.
He's so bad. He's just
one other thing I wanted to touch on about what Dennis over there or K-pop said.
Boom, roasted.
I do think that Dalton Rushing is going to get plenty of at-bats in the future, even if he stays with the Dodgers. I don't think that he will be just a backup catcher for this Dodgers team if he's still on the team next year. I think they will figure out a way to get him 4 or 5 starts a week, one way or another. And so, but also it is a luxury to
back
have
in left field,
to have the best catcher in baseball and one of the top catching prospects in baseball on the run. Hey, stop it!
It's 1 year. It's one
batting
year.
average, baby.
And he has a fat ass, so I don't know if that's a good thing or
that makes
a bad thing.
Better.
He's got a big dumper.
Yeah. Large dumpier. I love this from Noah. It's a good point, and it pushes me towards the okay, fine. You can give up Jackson Ferris because they do still have a lot of pitching. Of course, River Ryan coming back from injury. Gavin Stone, who is the better of the 3 names that are on this list of Ryan, Stone, and Kyle Hurt. You can lose somebody who. It took maybe like a half step back this year in Jackson Ferris. He's been better over the last, I think, month and change. But knowing you have all of those dudes and you still have Glasnow locked up, you have Shohei locked up in the rotation, you have Blake Snell. He can actually usually get you somewhere around 25 to 30 starts. And Gavin Stone coming back, who was really, really good. Just like those dudes, there's not a spot for everybody. So if it means winning this year and you fill a closer role and you get rid of Michael Conforto and you have to throw in guys that probably aren't going to help this team at the big league level, I could find my way to being okay with it.
A couple more drinks and Clint is going to be all aboard that trade.
Happy
couple
Friday,
more drinks,
everybody.
We'll be ready to trade Mookie. It's the fact that you get answers for multiple years, and it's the years of team control that are so nice, and they're dealing from positions of strength. Like Noah pointed out, there's a zillion Dodgers prospects, pitching prospects specifically. It's not like they're trading their only one infielder that's like gonna crack the roster in the next 2 or 3 years. They have a bunch of pitching prospects. They have some outfield prospects as well. Like you have Zaire Hope still. There are other guys that are not knocking on the door, but will be ready in a couple of years in that outfield. So I have no issue with them dealing from that. If you're getting bona fide stars, like Stephen Kwan is a good baseball player. He's just a good, he's not flashy. He's just a good baseball player. And
they say that Kevin has bad takes.
I know.
Stephen Kwan is good at baseball.
He's good at baseball. Look at that. He's a good baseball player. Emmanuel Clase
usually
broken
good
against the Yankees. Yeah, but guess what? We don't have to play the Yankees until the World Series if they even get there. So it's great. We don't have to worry about that problem. Just avoid the Yankees in the World Series, we'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But people complained about the Tanner Scott contract because obviously it hasn't worked out thus far. If Emmanuel Clase doesn't work out, they can cut bait. That's all club options. So they can just say nope, we're good. See ya, and move on. There's a lot of flexibility in that trade, and I'm fine if they want to deal from just this glut of prospects. That's what they're there for. Not all these guys are going to be Dodgers. They just can't.
Hey,
There's only so many spots.
Maybe they really get off on having AAA championships as well. Maybe they're trying to do it where they run the gamut of Major League, World Series, AAA championship, AA, single A, low A, rookie ball, get them all in there. Andrew Friedman wants all of the rings.
He wants all of the rings.
Let's get them. Get the rings, baby.
Dominican League too.
So let me ask. So K-Pop, you weren't on with us last night when we talked about Jarren Duran.
Mm-hmm.
But I did want to kind of throw this out to all 3 of us. If you gun to your head, who would you rather have, Jarren Duran or Stephen Kwan? Factoring in team control, factoring in who the player is, defense, offense, all that stuff. Who would you rather have?
Hold on. Before you answer, I just want everybody to know this is a chance to make a good take. So, Kevin, the floor is yours.
Oh, so that means I'm absolutely going to push this one.
Solo shot.
I hope he says just stick with Michael Conforto.
Yeah. Of course, he's gonna work out eventually.
In fairness to Conforto, somebody even talked about it on the All Dodgers Discord, which, by the way, you guys can join by supporting us on Patreon or clicking the join button here on YouTube. But somebody was pointing out he's got a 774 OPS over his last month or something like that. So Haesung Kim is worse than Michael Conforto. But anyways, Kevin, go for it.
Red Sox hitters are always kind of scary to pick up, but I think I'd rather have Duran. For the simple fact of also not a bad baseball player. He's a good baseball player, spoiler alert, but the ceiling is so much higher for Duran. He's just he's coming off I think he had 10 WAR last or close to 10 WAR last year. He's one of the best outfielders last year. I know, again, that's a year ago, and he's having a down year by Jarren Duran standards, but he's still a really good baseball player to control. Like, you get him through 2028. Stephen Kwan, he's nice, but he doesn't have any pop in his bat. Like, there's just like, I think he had his first multi-homer day yesterday. So I don't like the Arise comp because Kwan can actually play defense,
Boom,
whereas Arise cannot. But I just think with the ceiling of Duran, if there is a package, a reasonable package that Boston wants that could get Duran in Dodger blue, I think they have to try for it.
He's a center fielder. And as Jeff and I opined last night, the thing this team needs most, if they're adding to the outfield, is somebody that is a capable defender in center field. Now, where Stephen Kwan, to me, has the most upside is that I can very often pull an Adam Sandler in my living room and say, "Stop looking at me, Kwan!" Thank you. I'm sorry. I'll leave now.
Shampoo is better.
The conditioner is better.
Also,
so
for what it's
sorry.
worth, Jarren Duran is a better base runner than Stephen Kwan as well, and that's something that the Dodgers do lack. He has wheels, so that's just, the little cherry on top of your bad Adam Sandler. I'm not watching Happy Gilmore 2.
That was good. I don't know about that. I think that was pretty decent.
Billy Madison might be the best movie ever made.
Yeah, it's pretty dang good.
You guys need to watch better movies.
Matty Man 5 Dodge. When did Clint start drinking today? 5 minutes before we went live.
Here?
I'm drinking water, and maybe that's why
Same.
I won't be sad about either Kwan or Duran. I think I lean Kwan. I think he's a year younger. Do you know that he's exactly a year younger? They have the same birthday.
Oh, happy almost birthday, everybody.
Yeah, September 5th. Kwan born in 97, Duran born in 96. I like that.
Damn kids.
I don't like that Kwan probably grew up a Giants fan, but people can get past their mistakes.
Duran's Cal State Long Beach. Come on, he's a local kid.
For sure. I look at the strikeout rate and the walk rate. Kwan strikes out a lot less than Duran and walks a little more. The on-base percentage, like I get your point, Kevin, about not having any power. But I value on-base percentage more than slugging percentage, especially for what we're looking for. The Dodgers have some sluggers. Give me a guy who doesn't get out, and Kwan is better at not getting out than Duran is, and specifically better at not striking out. And even with all that not striking out, he's only grounded into 2 double plays this year. So the speed, he has enough speed that he is getting the job done. That's
opposite
20% of Michael Conforto. Yeah,
Bizarro Conforto is what you have. Another thing to point out for no reason: Jarren Duran, no playoff experience. Stephen Kwan in 2 separate postseasons across 17 games, multiple series, 347, 413, 417. He has postseason experience and has excelled, which is something that's probably useful if you're joining the Dodgers.
If you believe that's a skill.
I don't know if this is a knock on Kwan or if this is just like we sleeping on Max Muncy. Max Muncy's faster than Stephen Kwan. Just throwing that out there. Like I don't know if the speed's
is that like there. Is that a hyperbole or is that a truth?
No, that's a stat. Yeah, Max Muncy's 27.2.
Listen,
feet per second, or not feet per second. Jesus, he would be.
It's faster than a speeding bullet.
But
listen, I don't.
Isn't it?
I don't believe that all sprint speed is built equally because Teoscar Hernandez looks much faster running to first base than he does in the outfield. So there's that.
Maybe I don't know. I'm bringing. Oh, I'm not saying it, but I'm bringing my numbers to the quarrel.
Yeah, I am surprised to see that Kwan is that slow, but he steals base. He's apparently a good base runner. Will Smith is faster than him. There's turned out a lot of Dodgers who are faster than Stephen Kwan. But I'm not there for his speed, I like the defense, elite like defense in left field. And as a lot of people pointed out in the comments on yesterday's episode, Andy Paz is doing fine in center field. I do think that getting an elite center fielder, so that instead of fine in center field, we have elite, and we can move Andy to a corner where he could be elite too, is an upgrade. So again, I like Duran or Kwan. I feel like Kwan might be more gettable, and maybe that's why. It's like I'll tell you a story about my mom. This might explain some things about me to all our listeners. My mom, she grew up a big Beatles fan. Her favorite Beatle was Ringo because he was the least attractive, and so she thought she had the best chance with him.
I thought it was going to be something more about his skills and being able to keep timing, like the importance of the music to the Beatles. But no, he won't run away.
Yeah. And my mom, I mean, we were at a Paul McCartney concert at Dodger Stadium in 2019, and Paul was talking about his daughter, and my mom yelled out, "Does she want a stepmom?" So she loves her some Paul McCartney, but Ringo, at the time when my mom was a young teenage girl loving the Beatles, she liked Ringo because he was more attainable. And maybe that's why I'm where I'm at with Stephen Kwan, because I feel like the Guardians are more likely to trade Kwan than the Red Sox are to trade Duran, maybe.
Probably, for sure.
Almost assuredly.
I really want to dig into this Ringo thing further. Like, which era of Ringo? Like,
so my mom was born in 1953, and so at the height, like in the mid 60s, is when my mom was. Mid to late 60s when she was crazy about the Beatles. So
so the good bowl cut, just come over, bigger than Jesus, all that kind of stuff. That era.
You know how you can say, like, where in the mouth is so bad is Ringo when you talk? Because John's at the front.
Somebody clip that.
Paul's at the top.
Clip
that. Is Ringo the one that's like really deep?
I don't know. I don't do impressions. I can pick them all out of the lineup.
Oh, now I got you.
There was no way of phrasing that.
Anyways, I just want to go back to something where there was a brief moment of unclarity baseball talk as well, but of unclarity. Yeah, the three of us together is either good or bad. I haven't decided yet. But somebody said feet per second or whatever, and I just loved this for a myriad of reasons. It's like they're correcting us, but they're incorrect. But also, it's signs stealing scandal, and it's Olmedo signs as the profile pic. So I thought that was important for everybody. I've just had that comment sitting in front of me for 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, I did think it was funny that you guys were laughing about feet per second because that is how it's measured.
It is okay.
No, well, not
in
that.
my brain, 27 feet per second just seems like so fast.
Yeah, because you figure you're running 90 feet and it takes you about 3.5 seconds to get there.
Math is hard.
It is.
Who wins in a race between me and Jeff? Sound off in the comments below.
I refuse to participate, so I think you win the race, but I win overall.
We're proud of you. It's because you're not in your mother's basement or whatever. Well, we lost probably some people or we gained people. I don't know, but how do you want to kind of button up our Stephen Kwan trade talk with sort of Dalton Rushing in the mix and not in the mix? Where are you at there, Jeff?
Yeah, one name that doesn't come up often enough is Cade Smith of the Guardians, who I might rather have than Emmanuel Clase, just when you factor in everything. And, give me a trade for Kwan and Smith. And I wonder if that's also another reason why I'm more on the Kwan train than the Duran train, simply because you can do a 2-for-1. The Red Sox don't have any relievers who can answer any questions for the Dodgers. And so, like with the Guardians, you can do Guardians or Twins. Like you could, obviously if Byron Buxton was available, that's why we were so excited about it. Give me Buxton and Jax and Duran. Boom, we just solved all of it in one trade. And so give up the whole farm if you're fixing all your problems in one trade. Guardians, you can address a couple issues in one trade, whereas Red Sox is like, okay, let's get Jarren Duran, and now let's figure out how we're going to address our most glaring need, which is our bullpen.
I always feel like when you're getting two players back, you kind of get a little bit of like a package deal. You don't have to give up as much, I think, as if you had to do like two separate transactions. At least it always feels that way, which is why I also think that Kwan is just more attainable in general, because I think the Dodgers will push harder to get both a reliever and Stephen Kwan. What would be interesting is if they pulled a trade for Duran and also still managed to get one of the prospects in high A. for Dalton Rushing, because I mean, they're not going to get the shortstop. I can't remember his name right now, but they're not going to get him if you get Duran. But there still might be somebody, that them sending prospects or scouts to look at the Red Sox high A team, like they're doing that for a reason. And even if they don't land like the big fish in that one, they could still get somebody that I'm sure they'll find it pretty valuable.
I'm seeing in the chat a couple times. Does it play any factor for you guys that the Padres want Duran, in why you want the Dodgers to get Duran?
No,
Not
really.
Yeah, you don't think back to 2021 when Ken Rosenthal reported that Scherzer was going to the Padres, and then he ended up on the Dodgers. We were excited to get Scherzer and Trey, but especially maybe it added a little bit because for 20 minutes, Padre fans got to be happy, and then they had to be sad again.
Yeah, I like it for the eventual Padre tears and pain for sure. But like, I'm not sitting here being like, I hope the Dodgers get him so the Padres don't get him. Plus, they have a center fielder. He's their shortstop.
That you can say that about any position on their team, though.
I know you really can.
All their props are all over the field. Speaking of a former Padres shortstop, you see the benches clear between the Padres and Cardinals tonight, and the Cardinals bullpen got to the scrum before Fernando Tatis did. You can see on the video, Cardinals relievers running in from the right field bullpen and running past a walking Fernando Tatis Jr. It was kind of funny. Like he's got his teammates back apparently.
Hustle.
Baseball fights are so dumb.
That's just baseball.
They should just not. They should lock the bullpen. Bullpens, you don't get to participate. All right, you're so far away, and then you got to run all the way there, and you got to run all the way back. We're just waiting for. It's just.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Padres and Wilson Contreras, a fight was bound to happen because the Padres are fighting everybody, and Wilson Contreras is fighting everybody. My last thought for this one: somebody's saying that it's going to take a calendar to time our race instead of a stopwatch.
That was good.
You've heard the funny story about what Tommy Lasorda said about Mike Scioscia back in the day. Mike Scioscia raced his pregnant wife and came in third. That's I don't know which one of us would be the pregnant wife in this scenario and which one is Mike Scioscia, but I think we're both qualified for either role.
Oh, what a way to send us out here, our friend. Well, it doesn't let me put it up on the chat, but Bedan Coes gifted 5 memberships to the channel. We appreciate that. I always don't know. I think I say it right, but guys, if you got one of those memberships, you can join us on the Discord server. You just got to email me so I can get you set up. So just want everybody to know that. Thank you. And thank you, Bedan Coes, for supporting the show.
Yeah, thanks, Bedan Coes.
Bedan Cozy. Yeah, I have nothing else to add. I'm just waiting for the Dodgers to make some trades. We've seen some moves happen. We've seen the trade deadline slowly start to get underway, and we should get it underway more.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's tell the peeps about the weekend schedule. As mentioned, at least Clint and Dennis Kevin will be here tomorrow morning for a Not Safe for Work episode. So there will surely be a voicemail from Richie, I assume. He will perhaps digress once or twice.
Guys, definitely share your thoughts on the voicemail hotline, 562-373-4095. Call that, leave your thoughts, keep the voicemails to ideally about a minute and a half. We might eventually hit a point where we're not playing any voicemails over a minute and a half just because we want to keep the show moving and trending and all of that. But it is a spicy show, so you can say whatever you want, which is really just the addition of F-bombs on Saturday morning streams, 11 a.m. Pacific time.
Because Jeff ruins everything.
And does.
Mother Jeffer.
He ruined Ringo Starr for me for the rest of my life.
And look at that. Not to be outdone, IB Stroken just gifted 5 memberships.
Always been Stroken.
Okay. Well, we appreciate IB Stroken for that. We appreciate everybody hanging out with us in the chat. Good show here on a Friday night. We should tell people also we're going to be going live as much as we can while there are trade rumors. We're going to do it without pissing off any current Dodgers players, ideally, and we're going to do it like being voices of reason and not being rumor mongers for the click.
And we will apparently subtweet everyone verbally all at once.
Yes.
Also, Bedan Coast, not to be outdone, gifted 1 more membership.
That's right. Keep it going, boys.
That's pretty good.
I dare one of you to do $100
he says 6,
super
MF.
chat. I dare you do $100 super chat,
Mother
guys.
Jeffer. All right, well, we're losing people in the chat, so I think it's about time to sign off. So, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for hanging out with us here on this Friday night. The Dodgers win. That's the most important part of this. Emmet Sheehan looks good. He made himself either trade bait or an option for this Dodgers team in some way, shape, or form.
Future ace, baby.
Yeah, future ace in the bullpen, perhaps. Ben Kasparius got his first save of the season. That is all good. But again, as we already said, we'll be back tomorrow live, 11 a.m. Pacific time. If you're looking for a different way to support the show outside of dueling memberships to the channel, do check out patreon.com/realfrg. Links are in the description for that. $5 is our most popular tier, and with that, you get access to the Discord server where we're talking about Dodger baseball all game long, all day long, all year long. There's also watch parties. There are game meetups, and with some people, if you make it into the special list, let me get rid of this. There are house meetups at Richie's house. I won't say when or why or where it's happening, but we got that going on. So that guy in the middle, I'm not going to point. The guy in the middle, actually, I can just do this. The guy in the middle is Snydog. Give him a follow. Jeff Snyder.
Yeah,
the guy all the way on the
it.
right is Kevin Skinner. Give him a follow. Skinner7Kevin. I am Real FRG on the social media machines. We appreciate you guys. All Dodgers is presented by Bet Online. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye.